This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Thursday, the 20th of July. I'm Michael Groff. A transition to a more low-grade monsoon pattern in effect in coming days here for the valley. That means decreased thunderstorm chances, humidity levels, and temperatures nudging back up toward normal. Meanwhile, later in the weekend and early next week, a resurgence of moisture and an increasing chance that we'll see some rain. So let's talk about it as we look outside this morning here at 4:15 a.m., this absolutely insane hour. We've got partly cloudy skies in the valley right now, 86 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew points at 66, so it's still very muggy out there. Relative humidity, 52%. The winds are from the southeast at 8 miles per hour, and the barometer is steady. Temperatures around south central Arizona this morning are generally in the 80s. Satellite shows some clouds around Arizona, even a few light showers and thunderstorms east of the metro area currently this morning, and those might affect us later on through the morning hours. We'll talk about that momentarily. Here's the watch warning map, and we see flash flood watches still in effect north of the state across Utah and western Colorado. Heat is the big weather headline in the nation's midsection. Heat advisories and even a few excessive heat warnings from Omaha, Nebraska, down toward Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and everywhere in between. Temperatures 95 to 100 in many of those spots, and humidity levels will be elevated as well. Meanwhile, on the convective outlook, you see where the big ridge is. There's nothing going on in the southern plains. Meanwhile, ring of fire type stuff up there in the eastern parts of the Rockies, eastern Wyoming, and parts of South Dakota. There's a slight risk of severe storms, as well as around the Great Lakes. Detroit, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Cleveland, all in a slight risk of severe storms with a marginal risk in between. Here in Arizona, we're in the green today, so of course, another chance of thunderstorms. We'll talk about that as we look at the models and see what they have to say. Here's the GFS. It's the 06Z run, valid at 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time today. Sprawling ridge in the mid-levels of the atmosphere over the southern and central plains once again today. So a weak southeasterly flow will be in place in Arizona, and moisture will still stream in the low and mid-levels, so partly sunny skies and a slight chance of showers and storms in the valley. I would say that we do have at least the chance of those little showers east of the metro this morning to make it into the far east valley, say between 5 and 9 a.m. So we could see a redevelopment of a few light showers or storms. Some of the high-res models have hinted at that. So by the time you watch this video, that may happen. But I would say it would affect, again, primarily the far east valley. Otherwise, we'll have high temperatures this afternoon around 101 to 104. Still going to be muggy, but not quite as muggy as it has been in recent days. Tonight, a slight chance of evening showers and thunderstorms, but unfortunately, the atmosphere, the parameters are just not very favorable. Certainly not as much so as we've had recently. Now, you saw the mid-level high we were showing you is over the southern plains, and that's okay. But at the upper levels, above 30,000 feet, high pressure is located south of Arizona, and you see here, generally west or southwesterly flow, and that is not favorable for storm development or certainly tall thunderstorms to develop. Drier air will be moving in at that level. So any storms that develop should be fairly shallow, not capable of being overly severe. Maybe a few gusty winds, but I would say our chances of rain are only about 10% here in the valley today and tonight. Tomorrow, more of the same. High pressure in the upper levels south of the state. The mid-level ridge is over the nation's midsection. So it'll still be muggy and high temperatures 103 to 106 with partly cloudy skies and a 10% chance of showers and storms in the afternoon and evening. Really about the same thing on Saturday. Now, as we head towards Sunday, high pressure begins to consolidate just a little bit, and the flow aloft turns more east or northeasterly, so showers and storms that develop up along the Mogollon Rim will be directed toward the south central deserts, including the valley. I'd say we have a 30% chance of showers and storms. Highs cooling off just a little bit with added moisture, 100 to 103 for Sunday. Monday might be an active day too. Highs in the upper 90s to about 102. And there could be some little disturbances that rotate around this ridge as well. It's a little too early to call on that part right now, but that certainly appears to be what the GFS and the European are advertising. On Tuesday, we start to transition. The flow aloft veers back toward the southeast, and we'll still have a slight chance of showers and storms, but by Wednesday, upper level flow backs to the southwest once again, so a bit of drier air comes in. While the mid-level flow will still be southeasterly, I do believe that our chances of showers and storms are significantly lowered, maybe not quite as dry as what the GFS is showing here. It shows almost nothing across Arizona next Wednesday, and I don't think that's quite accurate, but generally a downtrend for sure. Then here's a week from today. This is Thursday, the 27th of July, and that's not an overly favorable pattern for moisture to get in here, but I don't think the moisture is going to get scoured out either. It's still going to be warm and muggy, highs 103 to 106, and a slight chance, a very minimal chance of showers and storms during the afternoon. But look what happens as we go toward Friday, the 28th. High pressure pushing back toward the central Rockies. Flow aloft turns a bit more out of the east, and moisture should start to come back in as high pressure begins to consolidate across the west. And then here's the end of the forecast period. This is Saturday, the 29th of July, and that's a 597 ridge north of the state. If that verifies, temperatures would be warm, but we'd also have a good moist easterly flow in place, so a chance of showers and storms would continue. The monsoon is going to ping-pong between active and relatively low grade for the next 10 days, is really the bottom line to our forecast. And look what else the GFS has here, a rogue phantom hurricane down there west of the Baja. Now, it is hurricane season in the eastern Pacific. Certainly, hurricanes are possible, but you know the GFS loves to just put these features on here kind of randomly. I bet on the next run, that system isn't there. Let's take a look at temperatures through the period coming off the GFS ensemble, and quite candidly, I have not been very impressed with the temperature guidance off of either the European or the GFS ensembles, but these are somewhat more realistic for July, albeit I think these temperatures are a bit too warm. I think highs more realistically late this weekend and early next week are down toward the 100-degree mark, with maybe some warming as we head toward the end of next week. Anyway, that'll do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. Our next video back here tomorrow morning. Really do appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. If you like our videos, be sure to subscribe to us. That way, every time we post a brand new video, you'll get the notifications. Be safe out there. Have a great Thursday.